Hello to each and every one of you. I hope that you are doing fairly okay. Today's date is June the 10th of 2026. On Wednesdays, typically I am in Patreon. And right now we are in a series called Mastering the Juxtaposition. We did not know that we would end up in a situation culturally where we are sitting in a juxtaposition like none other. So tonight we are going to discuss what a juxtaposition is. We also are going to be very mindful of all of the pain that everyone is in for one reason or another. A life has been lost, and another one is going through some true experiential, extraordinary occurrences and learning a lesson about being Black in America in a red state in Texas. And we're going to talk about it from both sides. That's what the juxtaposition is all about. Mastering the juxtaposition will cause you to grow, to deepen, widen, expand, and become the best version of yourself. So, I'm going to accomplish a few things on tonight because while discussing that, I got to talk about the white people problem. We have a white people problem here in America, pretty much around the world. But I have lived 48 years in this country, and I know that there is a white people problem. So I'm going to also talk about discerning white people because Black people have an issue with discerning who is who when it comes to white people. So this is going to be a very intense 2 hour conversation. And because we're doing this out on the main platform, you will hear me mention to our partners, to those that are connected and invested in the vision of MBN Network Global, going to give them an opportunity to support this community that feeds them. And since you are watching, you might as well participate. And for participating, we're going to contact you and tell you thank you, me or the other prophet that is in our community, pray with you and give you the prophetic word. We have gifts of mediumship. We have gifts of sight and hearing that we will use to assist you in your journey called life. I will be right back, and we are about to get started. I need everybody to hit like. Moderators, tell them as they come in to hit like and to share so that the entire community can have this conversation with us. I'll be right back.
Looking for a vibrant community where faith meets empowerment? Welcome to the LRL community on Patreon. Here, you'll gain access to our financial wellness plan to level up your money game and the Build Your Immune System Health and Wellness Lifestyle Plan to keep your health in check. But that's not all. With the groundbreaking AIR project, we're creating jobs in Africa, beginning in Ghana. Plus, you'll unlock insider tips from senior executives across industries. And the best part? Be a part of our daily prayers, weekly coaching sessions with Dr. Larry Reid himself, Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Breakdown Q&A Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Patreon, and so much more. It's time to connect, grow, and thrive. Get the apps, grab the merch, and join us on patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Let's build something amazing together. The LRL community is waiting for you.
I know many of you have been having dreams, and I want to help you decode this message that Spirit is giving to you. See, you are consistently receiving signals, and you're consistently seeing symbols. Some of you have been seeing numbers, and then you dream these things, and you're sitting in a wonder. Well, I've created a chat GPT. I want you to click the link, and I want you to download it, and it'll show up on the left-hand side, and it says, the dream guide from the side. I've been interpreting dreams for many years. So click the link and you are going to be able to have me in your pocket, on your device, on your phone, whenever you wake up first thing in the morning. Write down the dream and then copy and paste it into the chat GPT. Then it's going to give you the interpretation and explain to you the symbols. Be very descriptive in your typing up of the dream. And then what it gives you, I want you to copy and paste and put it back into the space where you record all of your dreams. These dreams are like a letter that comes from God, unopened. And with the chat GPT, you will be able to open this letter and read the message that is coming from the mind of the Spirit concerning you and yours. Click the link right now. There's another chat GPT that I want to introduce to you. And this chat GPT is for those of you that are decolonizing and deconstructing in the world of your faith. As a Christian, we are taught to beg, ask the Lord, the Master, the King, for all of these different things. And that type of praying, we have used it for years, and it has worked because of our intention, but there's a better way to pray. And this new chat GPT is going to transform the way that you pray and help you pray decolonized prayers. This is where you pray with the understanding that God is not outside of you, but operating through you as source, creator, the divine intelligence. Begging is not praying. And begging while you're praying is not the best way to pray. And this chat GPT helps you pray in a way that is both spiritual, technicalized, and empowering, bringing together your mind and your feelings, your energy, your body, all together involved in the manifestation of what you want with your mouth. Your mouth is one of the greatest manifestation tools you have. And this chat GPT is going to teach you how to pray it into form. Download it right now. You see the link, hit the link, and it's going to integrate with your chat GPT. A lie has been told to you, and you have believed it.
It still has such an intensity, and the energy and the vibration in that place, you can feel it once you arrive.
At that moment, they allowed me to release my emotion.
Columbus never set a foot on any American soil before he died.
The lie is being exposed.
This is for Reid. They took our strong and able people, but they could never take all Africans away. And today, we have returned in peace.
Want to go with us to Ghana, November the 2nd through the 12th, 2026. Go right now, join Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. That's Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. You must be a patron to go with us. I want to see you have a life-changing experience like what happened to me November of 2024. The Ghana experience is waiting on you. We're about to have a conversation. All right, tonight we're going to have an amazing conversation. I want as many people as possible to be in this conversation. I need every Black person you know to be in this conversation because I know you feel it. I know you sense it. You're feeling a certain kind of way and you got stuff you need to get out. And all of us that are content creators really have a responsibility to those that follow us to have this kind of conversation and opportunity for people to flesh out their feelings, to work through it, to say what they need to say what they want to say, what is in their heart to say. And so I'm going to lead that conversation on tonight and at the same time do all the things I have to do as a spiritual leader of this community. I want to invite those of you that are watching me right now to come into our closed community and Patreon. The way that you do it, go to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Sign up. Now, when you come in my Patreon, it's unlike anybody else. It's not only do we have our own broadcast, every single Sunday, I'm doing coaching, prophecy, teaching, and prayer. I know for some of you, it may be like your Sunday morning church service, and that's fine, but really you should come with the mindset of getting coaching for your business, for your person, in the role that you play in life. It is very comprehensive coaching every single Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Then on Wednesday, anything I discuss on Sunday or on the platform right now, Wednesday is the breakdown where I break it down. Because I'm talking like this, I go through stuff real quick. You may have some questions, and I may not always get to the questions in the comment section when I'm live. And you can ask me then, which ends up turning into a conversation that has coaching in it, sometimes prophecy, and we really learn a lot of application on Wednesday. And then we also have morning manifestations, and we have so many manifestors in the community, but we have a master manifestor. Her name is Glenda, and she just did it this morning. And then tomorrow, Shamaka will be leading and prophesying after the prayer, leading you into your own personal prayer time, May the 8th, 2026. The whole community got called into a 1-year prayer regimen. You'll find out about it when you come in Patreon. Then this Friday morning, I will be with you on Friday morning. Now, I've been leading prayer revivals and prayer months and prayer fasts for decades. And this prayer regimen started June of 2011. It's been going on that long. Some of you that are watching, maybe you was a part or started out on the phone line. But this Friday, I will be with you at 8 a.m. inside of Patreon only. You don't want to miss it. And then being in the community a little while, you may end up enjoying everything that is happening, become pretty consistent in showing up, and you end up becoming an MBN Network Global Partner. Then some of the rest of you, you're at the top of the connection and coaching as relates to what I serve the community with in the celestial circle. Man, there's so much that goes on. You only see what happens out here. I was just doing BAND, which is a business coaching 12-week. I'm on week 11. I only got 2 students now because everybody fell off each level. It went up. It was according to how you decided to support us on our main fundraising day, which is coming up. It's every July the 24th through the 26th, and it's called the Reformation Experience in Atlanta. And I want to invite you to come on over. That is going to be July the 24th through the 26th, and there's so much coaching and panels, and the fellowship is really going to be the main thing this year. And this is our last time having it stateside. In 2027, it will be in South Africa. I also want to invite you to the Ghana experience that is happening in Ghana, of course, November the 2nd through November the 12th. Also, October, we have a cruise for the adults that want to go with us. All the information is going to be posted in Patreon. I've shared it here before, but you got to be a patron to be a part of all this stuff that's going on. It starts with becoming a patron, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. All All right. Okay. So this month, every month, we always have a prophetic theme. And this particular month has been about the juxtaposition. Little did we know that as a community, the entire US of A, I feel like, is going through this case with these two families, and we're having discussions concerning it. So the theme of this month is mastering the juxtaposition. And this particular case is a juxtaposition. Let me first define a juxtaposition. A juxtaposition is the experience of two seemingly opposite realities occupying the same space at the same time. A juxtaposition is the existence of two seemingly opposite realities occupying, the same space at the same time. And as it relates to the Karmelo, am I saying that right? The Karmelo? Okay, Karmelo. The Karmelo case is not just a criminal case. It is a case filled with juxtapositions. It forces us to hold opposing realities in the same hand. Many expected a simple Black versus white narrative, yet the reality contains its own juxtaposition. Karmelo is Black, but his defense attorney is white. The judge is white, Republican, and serving in a conservative Republican Texas jurisdiction. Yet the court process still requires that attorney to advocate for his Black client and that judge to apply the law in this case with the Black defendant. The facts do not fit neatly into the boxes people want them to fit. See, a juxtaposition is when two seemingly conflicting truths occupy the same space. The Karmelo case reminds us that someone can be harmed and still cause harm. Someone can be young, very young, 17, not even really an adult, but still be held accountable. Someone can be a victim in one moment and a defendant in the next. This month, mastering the juxtaposition. Mastery is not choosing one side of the tension in a juxtaposition. It is understanding the whole picture. Mastering the juxtaposition is understanding that life rarely presents us with pure heroes and pure villains. Most conflicts are competing truths, competing wounds, and then competing perspectives and competing consequences, occupying the same space. All this is happening at the same time in this case. Wisdom begins, and I'm going to call it Black wisdom. Black wisdom begins when you stop asking in a situation like this, which side is completely right? And start asking, what truths are existing simultaneously? Black wisdom is a rarity right now, especially because our emotions are hijacked by what we see. We can't help but see the identical case in an entirely different, oh no, that's not right. We can't help but see an identical case in the same state. Casey Allison, 17, white boy, stabbed a classmate. He was found not guilty of murder and given 10 years. Now Karmelo Anthony, 17, same state, stabbed his classmate. He's guilty of murder with 35 years. We can't help but see how many times when the defendant is white, The charges, the way that it's handled, the process is totally different. We can't help but see that. And you can't blind our black eyes from it. Because we've seen this before. We've seen this for decades. And we are tired of it. Our black is tired. Karmelo is accused of killing Austin. Yet there are allegations that Austin bullied Karmelo. Austin was significantly bigger. Austin was the one that died. Karmelo significantly smaller. Karmelo is the one that got convicted. Physical size favored Austin, which is probably why Karmelo had armed himself with this pocket knife that went 2 inches into his chest and pierced Austin's heart. Physical size favored Austin, but the legal outcome didn't favor Karmelo. That juxtaposition is one reason the case became so polarizing. People looked at the exact same facts. I mean, at least the ones that the raggedy ass lawyer presented, who did a piss poor job. I happen to believe that this case was decided before it even began, and it was set up for failure before it even started, just by looking at processes. But we all looked at these facts, and everybody reached their own conclusions about what constituted reasonable fear or reasonable force, or what really happened before this day. Where's the discussion about that? And where are the people who can tell us about that? And why didn't we hear it from Karmelo? And what kind of lawyer would allow their client not to speak when in a case like this, only his client can tell us his side of what happened and why he chose to not have himself overcame by these twins, because Austin had a twin that was just as big as Austin, over 6 feet tall. I want y'all to put this in your mind. Over 6 feet tall. And Karmelo is 5'8". Both of these guys are around 200 pounds and have been bullied. And they weren't by themselves. There were others. And this has to be considered. Am I saying Karmelo should have took his life? Absolutely not. And I don't fault the jury for making a decision against self-defense, because there isn't enough for that. And with them deciding that, what happens when the next student decides to kill another student for self-defense? It just didn't make sense. But murder, I find it improper. Poor judgment and optics. In this space where this case happened is white affluence. The jury, all white skinned. Parents who could have lost their kids, who are going to sympathize with Austin's parents, as they should, as we all should. I have 2 daughters. But at the same time, justice says, what's the story? What happened around this? That's the purpose of a trial with a jury, so that they can hear everything that transpired and consider everything. So the juxtaposition that we're in culturally, once more and again, is stirring up some feelings. Austin is dead. Yet Karmelo's life may effectively be over as he faces the possibility of decades in prison. There's no win here. We do not expect Karmelo to walk away when he took somebody's life. I don't care how scared he was. Karmelo was 17 years old, yet he's been prosecuted as an adult. What's up with that? Somebody tell me, lawyer, judge, text, call. Karmelo is black, yet his attorney is white. Karmelo is black. The judge is a white conservative. Karmelo is black, yet the case is taking place in a conservative Texas jurisdiction. They tried to get it moved, denied. The defendant, Karmelo black, yet the people making key legal decisions are white-skinned. And I know we want to make this simple, white, black, but it's much more than that. We're looking at race system. Put in the chat, RACE-system. From now on, write racism like this so people can understand what we're talking about. It's a race system that America was established upon. And every policy, every law is shaped by the race system created by white Europeans, British, white-skinned people. All of it set up without considering us. We weren't even considered human. We were property. Same thing as relates to Christianity. It was created not considering us and considering us as property. Remember, the Christian church endorsed slavery, and our Bibles do to this day. Some people see Karmelo as a perpetrator of violence. Some people see him as a victim of bullying. Some see self-defense. And I got that. But, you know, from watching a little Pam, the intellect, being in court cases myself, used to watch court TV, knowing the lead attorney, and then watching the new pretty light-skinned girl, what's her name? That's the lawyer on YouTube. You start learning, wait a minute, it don't matter what it is. What can you prove and what law and cases that are similar you can cross-reference. And I knew self-defense is going to be difficult. Some see self-defense, some see murder. One family buried a son, another family may lose a son to incarceration. One side is grieving death, the other side is grieving the death of a future. The public wants justice, yet no one agrees on what justice actually looks like in this one right here. The law focuses on actions. The public, social media, focused on our emotions. And right now we're hijacked and we're triggered. Courtroom asks, what happened? Public asks, how do we feel about what happened? See, the legal system is designed to extract the emotion out. The public response is entirely emotional. You see the juxtaposition? And people saying, we want the truth. We want the truth. Yet the reality, people are saying, we want the facts that support our truth. And as Black enlightened people of all different skin tones, we cannot allow ourselves to be emotional and choose sides. We must look at the entire and blame race system, because that's the problem. And the crazy white people problem we got in this country. Because some of the same people that's running off at the mouth online talking about this is unfair are some of the same people who voted for Donald Trump. You dizzy, ragged, and crazy, and mine ate all the way up. Well, you cannot see race system. If you understood racism, you would never vote for the candidate whose policies and values and ethics are shaped by a foundation that was created a few years after Martin Luther King Jr.'s death, a few years after the Civil Rights Act, with the intention and the purpose of making America what it was prior. This foundation is called the Heritage Foundation, formed in 1973, direct response to the loss of power, creators of Project 2025. That Agenda 47, the president's agenda, just merged into and gave birth to this satanic surveillance called Project Esther. Let's not hypocritically claim neutrality as Black people, because we ain't right now. Because this is on top of the bullshit that's already happening in our country. And our Black is tired. And we're entering the conversation already fed up. So we must breathe and get back into our Black, because Black is human. Black is the first human. Black is the color of humanity, no matter what the skin is. If you are human, you're Black. If you're fully and completely human, your soul is Black. I don't have time to explain that. Either you know or you don't. Let's look at, before I go further into juxtaposition and talk about discerning white people, get every Black person you can find, because we have a white people problem and Black people don't know it. They're not able to discern who is who. And I want to help with that. But let's look at what some people are saying online. This creator. Am I still on? On my end, I'm frozen. Okay, so give my computer a little while to come back to her senses. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Karmelo Anthony has been sentenced to 35 years in prison for the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet. This is why Black people don't trust the criminal justice system. Let me explain. Karmelo was a 17-year-old high school student with a 3.7 GPA, captain of his track team, and no criminal record, who worked at a Foot Locker and H-E-B grocery store after school. Karmelo was sitting in a tent at a track meet last year when Austin Metcalf, a white kid, approached him and told him to leave. Karmelo was 5'11", only 160 pounds. Metcalf, the white teen, was 6 feet, 225 pounds. Words were exchanged. Metcalf made physical contact. Karmelo said he felt his life was in danger and stabbed Metcalf to defend himself. He used a simple pocket knife he was legally allowed to carry. I'm not here to convince you that he's innocent or guilty, but whether you believe Karmelo or not, the legal process was stacked against him. Karmelo was 17, but tried as an adult. All qualified Black jurors for the trial were struck by the prosecution. Karmelo's lawyers objected, and the judge, a white Republican who calls himself a conservative, overruled them. Then the jury, with no Black members, deliberated less than 3 hours, found Karmelo guilty, and sentenced him to 35 years in prison. They rejected Karmelo's claim to self-defense, but self-defense works just fine in other cases, as long as the person doing the defending isn't Black. South Carolina store owner Rick Chow was found not guilty for killing 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. George Zimmerman was found not guilty for murdering 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in Florida. And Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty for shooting 2 people at a Black Lives Matter protest in Wisconsin. Now compare prison sentences. Karmelo, a high school teenager, got 35 years in prison. Roy Oliver, who shot 15-year-old Jordan Edwards, got only 15 years. Aaron Dean, who shot Tatiana Jefferson, got less than 12 years for manslaughter. And Amber Geiger, who shot and killed Botham Jean, got just 10 years. All those cases were decided by Texas courts in cases where white people killed Black people. When they kill us, they come up with all kinds of reasons and excuses to justify and minimize their crime. But when we defend ourselves, they throw the book at us. This is why we say Black Lives Matter, not as a hashtag, as a demand. A rich white billionaire convicted of 34 felonies who never spent a day in jail gets to live in the White House and pretend he is the world's biggest victim of weaponization in the justice system. But a Black teenager with a stellar record as a student athlete is thrown into prison for nearly twice the number of years he's been alive, and they call it justice.
Crazy to say that this is justice. It's not. It's not at all. Now, look at what a eyewitness bystander said.
You seen the video on 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. It was okay. It's clear.
Look at, I said eyewitness bystander, but this is someone who viewed the footage that we ain't seen yet. Okay? All right.
You seen the video on 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. It was okay. It's clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the cameras.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain or?
Yeah, it was still raining. You know, right. I'm from Louisville. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
And we were under thunderstorm warning. And we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day. Okay. So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already. And so during that time when that happened, the twins, their 2 buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them, they were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those 4 that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
And they showed it on that video.
it's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna
up.
say little
And
stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here they're 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and it's immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause. Then that's when they jump. And so
they
was,
actually did jump him.
yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks
all
on
4.
them. So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle,
Okay.
and you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we
Right.
know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here. But once they did that, they started hitting him. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell. And that's when they realized he was gone, because they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him. And that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all 3 of them was chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo's out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting with it. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because it was unwanted. By your own definition in your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well.
All right. I know that's a lot to hear. And I know that probably stirred you back up. I might have had you calm, but that might have stirred you back up. But that is this man's account. We have no evidence. We haven't seen the video, so we really don't know. But that's what he said. He sounds pretty convincing because it's so very detailed. But I guess we will see once we get all of the footage and somebody will show us the video. I just don't even understand that. But as masters of the juxtaposition, you guys, I'm not telling you not to feel your emotions. Don't allow emotions to lead. And I want you to begin to think about this America and the white people problem that we have. I'm going to make a statement. We know that Martin Luther King, the beginning of his work was all about integration. We do know that later on that did change. Integration has had great benefits. I think now, unless you must stay in America, unless you are supposed to be in the USA. Otherwise, if you're Black, integration has had great benefits. I'm telling you, and I'm saying this as a collective, let's drain this place of its benefits and make our mass exodus and go home and build. I repeat, integration has had great benefits, Black people. For some of us. Let's drain this place of its benefits and make our mass exodus and go home and build. See, civil rights did not make white people that are infected with whiteness stop being racist. They still raised racist children that run this country to this day. The Civil Rights Act just made social discrimination federally illegal in key areas of American life, housing, voting, and such. It changed what was lawful, what was punishable, and what rights Black Americans could legally demand and defend. That's it. And now, those rights at the federal level, there's an attempt to roll them back. Integration has had great benefits. Let's drain this place of its benefits and make our mass exodus and go home and build. I'm not saying everybody. Some of us should be here. Some of us should stay here. Some of us, this is where our assignment is. But if you don't have that kind of direction from Spirit, your ancestral duty is to begin charity at home. Drain this place. Exit it, go home and build. The land ought to tell you who and what it is. This land ain't rich enough to hold who you are. You come from a land that flows with milk and honey. They poured you out of that land ancestrally and brought you to a place to where your royalty was not recognized. Used your Black power, your Black mysticism, your African spirituality, and your physiological superiority to build this country and give everybody reparations except you. Don't believe that America don't give reparations. They do to the tune of billions, just never gave it to us. This country was created to rape, pillage Black. So unless you got an assignment from Spirit or something divine that is telling you to stay here, Your duty is to begin charity at home. And I know you may not be able to hear me right now, but maybe later you will. Because it's not going to get better right now. And the damage that have been done at the highest level in our country and in our government, if the entire administration dies out tonight, it still will take 10 years to fix it. But what has happened in this war that America and Israel started, if it's over tomorrow, it's going to take to fall of 2027 for the supply chain of the oil and the products that come through the Strait of Hormuz to get back to what it was prior to the war. That's right now, but you know the war going to continue. It's time for us to hear the words of Martin Luther King, to hear the words of Malcolm X, and realize that we have been brought into a burning house designed to burn everything that's black. Martin Luther said, I'm afraid that I have led the people into a burning house, because he first started out with this love the oppressor, don't be to the oppressor what they were to us. He started out with this whole love thing and this peaceful protest. He wanted desegregation, voting rights, equal access, nonviolent resistance, building alliances with white liberals and religious leaders. That is the Martin Luther King they put in the books and told everybody about to make black docile, and refer to his Birmingham campaign and Montgomery bus boycott and the March on Washington and I Have a Dream speech, certain parts. But when Martin Luther was sitting in that Birmingham jail in 1963, deeply bothered by white moderates, he said this in a letter. He said, the Negro's great stumbling block ain't the Ku Klux Klan, but it's white moderates. Then the next time he had an awakening, between the years of 1965 and 1966, which I think is probably the biggest turning point, because he left the South, went to the north of Chicago. He moved the base of his work there, thinking there's less racism up here. But he discovered then housing discrimination, you see, economic segregation, white hostility against the South, Northern liberals who supported civil rights, but then want black neighbors. And that let him see that racism is not just a Southern problem, it is a everywhere in America problem. I think that's the one that woke him up by some of the things he said like a year before they killed him. And as time went along, he started talking more after 1964 and the voting rights of 1965. He began to understand that the integration ain't gonna fix black poverty. That's when you hear him say, they talking about pull yourself up by your bootstraps and don't realize we ain't even got no boots. He said that. So he started talking wealth inequality. This is just a year out before they killed him. Jobs, housing, guaranteed income, economic justice. It's then he realized it don't make no difference if they give us voting rights and basically give us rights that we should have already had as humans. They passing an act so that we can be nearby equal to white rights. And that was an illusion. I must say that the Civil Rights Act comprehensively was a juxtaposition. Yes, we're able to vote, but we still are being treated in a way that keeps us poor, powerless. We can sit side by side and eat now, because that was part of the act, that we can go no colored section, no white section. But what is great about sitting beside the person that lynched your forefathers, who's smiling in your face now, and being white nice and white right, but will sign and pass policy and do things that would destroy you while smiling in your face? Because deep inside, it's in their blood, don't believe that you are a human like they are. So by 1967, Martin Luther King's speeches got real centered on economics rather than integration and peaceful protest. And there's a wait. That became a problem. Then when white folk decided, USA decided, this Vietnam War, King starts condemning the war now. You go from helping and signing up and world wars being on black people helping, which is a mind fuck. How I'm not even a citizen proper. You think I'm a percentage of a human and then convince me to go fight and then come back home and be poor or a slave? That there is no masterful witch stronger and greater than the ones that set up this American government and created Christianity, because the mind control is amazing. To get black people to disappear their black and worship a white, blue-eyed, long-haired savior. Sit up under white pastors, giving black dollars from a race system that keep you poor. Marrying into their family. Now the little black wealth you had, now it's going to go back into master's plantation. That is some powerful witchcraft. They're using our tools against us, practicing harmful witchcraft. Because see, y'all, they learned that stuff from watching us, took it to become powerful, and then gave us something that didn't even work for them. And we took that and mixed it with our black, came up with hoodoo, and still thrived. In the 1800s, we had whole sit-ins thriving with judges and doctors and politicians. We're talking about right after we were no longer slaves. They saw the advancements and said, wait a minute, that's that stuff we saw before. They still got it. After 400 years of slavery, they still got it. Or we got to flip this thing. King began to say that America suffered from racism, militarism, and economic exploitation. And he said it was an interconnected system, and they killed them. If you will go back and study, even when it comes to the Pan-African leaders, they always killed our leaders that's liberating us. It was no longer hopeful integration of 1963. 1967, 1968, he became a radical critic of the American power structure. But you don't know that because they don't tell you that about King. Be the Martin Luther, don't be the Malcolm X. Not knowing that by the time a year more at the end of King's life, they were on the same thing. He began to say, most white Americans, they ain't committed to true equality. He moved it from personal prejudice and racism to structure. He began to see the racism in the structure. And he said economic redistribution is necessary. He also rebuked capitalism, said it needs reform. See, I'm gonna tell you something. I told you we got a white people problem. I'm about to go through 3 different types of white people that Black people need to understand and know. White Americans often want Black progress. We talking about the ones that seem like they're friendly with us. Maybe they're allies. We may think they're allies, but maybe really they're white liberals. Because see, white liberals, oh yes, we want you to advance. Yes, progress. Yes. But they really don't want the system to change and create equality because they have to lose power or share. Oh my God. Oh. So let's look at the 3 different types of white people, because I told y'all we were going to talk about the white people problem. I want everybody to put in the chat white people problem. Even if your skin is white, put white people problem. Black people, hear me, white people. You need to discern who they are. Do not readily, easily, quickly, and always accept and entreat a white-skinned person. I say this again. Do not easily, automatically embrace. I don't care how Black they talk. I don't care if they join and come into our Black spaces. Don't do so easily. That's not a prejudice statement. It's not a bias statement. It's a wise statement. Because look at this. I would be less than a leader to tell you anything else. Are you hearing me? I hope y'all hearing me. We have a white people problem. In the Black community, we do not know who they are. And we can't identify them because we're too Christian. This is why deconstruction and decolonization of the mind and of your faith and of your money and socially is terribly important. Because you won't be able to discern white people. Put in the chat, I must be able to discern white people. See, if you don't discern white people, you don't know who the racists are, who the conservatives are, who the liberals are, and who the allies are. But I'm going to do my part to make sure that you leave here with a little bit more clarity as it relates to white people. So let me say a few things, then I'm going to show you some slides. The white liberal and the white conservative differ in mannerisms and methodology only. See, the white liberal is friendly and can even become friends with blacks. They tend to work with blacks as it relates to liberation, but you got to be careful of the white liberal leader. Why? Because they like leading and speaking in black spaces and brown spaces and speaking up for blacks and speaking up for browns. They get on CNN around that table with that black girl that's so fine. Her show, what's her name? Abby Phillips. Get up there, talk side her, great talking points, and we be like, see, all of them ain't bad. But that's a white liberal leader. And them talking like that comes with benefits. They're on that black woman's show. White liberals like leading and speaking in black and brown spaces. Y'all let them come into your church and sing your song, and because they got a little soul that they done copied. Somebody sent me something the other day, and I know them apostolic churches, they white and they be singing like they black. Enjoy it if you want to, but I can't stand it. And there probably was a time, I'm sure, years ago when I looked at it and like, okay, all right, y'all better go ahead, white people. But now I see it for what it is. Doing black for the benefit. Structurally, socially, musically, economically. They come into our church, sing our songs, and we give them our black dollars. Why don't them same white preachers and white artists take their hand into the white church and do it? Because those white people will not embrace them because they're conservatives. And they're liberals. And some of them conservatives see them as white trash. Black people got to discern because there's a white people problem. The white liberal and the white conservative, they often differ in style, in language strategy, but they both can ultimately support the continuation of the same racial power structure, race system. The white conservative tends to openly defend existing institutions, traditions, hierarchies, and power structures and arrangement, vocal about it. They'll argue that racial disparities are primarily the result of culture or personal responsibility or individual choices. They're pretty direct with it. You can see them, the conservatives. The white liberal speaks the language of inclusion and diversity and equity and social justice. They tend to be welcomed into black and brown spaces, and they can even become many times trusted friends and advisors and organizers and teachers and leaders within those communities. Their approach is relational and persuasive, but they will never be confrontational to other white people. That's why they stay in the brown space so they can talk strong. but they won't go on their social media page and say it like that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Catch it, catch it. I'm giving your wisdom and knowledge some discernment in it, because you have got to discern white people. See, the danger is when the liberal or the conservative become more committed to preserving their own influence, leadership, and comfort or control than Black self-actualization and determination. See, a white liberal will oppose racism publicly while benefiting from the racial inequality and their white privilege. Now, the white conservative, they'll oppose Black advancement publicly. Yes, they will. The white liberal will support Black advancement, but it's with a condition, whether you know it or not. The true ally, the true white ally, supports Black advancement, whether they receive the credit, the leadership, the recognition, or the influence from it. They'll speak for Black people, but stop Black people from speaking for themselves. They'll support Black causes while opposing Black independence. Are y'all hearing me? So listen, Black folk, you can't judge allies merely by their words or their political party or friendships or social media statements. You gotta judge white allies by outcomes, power distribution. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Judge white allies by outcomes. Do they share their power? Do they distribute their power? Ownership? Self-determination? Do they want us to own? Do they bring us alongside of their thing in a position of power? No, that's the answer. No, the hell they don't. White liberal leaders, we're thankful for what they do, but we still need to know who they are. A white ally, what they do is get behind what you're doing and start educating you about racism in a way you don't know, because they made it and they created it, and they don't want their name in lights. And they suffer the same thing you suffer. You know, there were some white allies that were lynched, dragged down the street, skinned just like us. And you got to just about dig through a library to find their name. They weren't at the front of our movement. They were in our movement. Funding and so that's a white ally. But this Christian thing, this Western European Christianity, has tricked Black people from discerning who is who. So let's look at the white conservative. And we're almost done, actually. There's going to be an opportunity for you to support. Many of our partners are in here. We're in a month called the Mastering the Juxtaposition. It's the 6th month, so we're doing all our donations and giving in the number 6. If you're watching, I want everybody here that's getting anything out of what I'm saying to support us with $66.11. Larry, that's too much. Well, whatever you can do, make sure there's 6s that are in it. Those of you that are supporting with $166.11, 11 is the prosperity number. I explained to you the 6 in part 1 and 2. This is part 3. Those of you that are supporting with $166.11 or $266.11, Shamako's going to be calling you, thanking you, and giving you the prophetic word, which is awesome and amazing. So many testimonies I'm hearing. And then those of you that are doing $566.11, I will be contacting you. Make sure you send your number when you do your donation. Click the link. Give by way of the link or either Zelle. 566.11. Those of you that are doing that, you will be able to hear from me. You will hear from me in 24 to 48 hours, no later than Saturday morning. I'll be sending you a thank you and a prophetic word, whatever the Spirit will do. It can be mediumship, I don't know, whatever comes up. Over there on the right, there's a link that's going to say MBN Network Global. That's where you do your 6611, 16611, 26611, 56611. On the left, for those of you that are practicing the principle Teruma, if you have received any kind of payout, 2.5% income, we send to. We practice that. Our personal priests, our personal prophet, supervising priests, very worthy priests. That's what we practice that there. Maybe you haven't received any income. You say, I just want to send something to the priest of this work. You can do that. That link is the Teruma link. All right, so let's look at, and let me play this video so you see how to do it. But we're about to go talk about the white conservative. We're about to talk about the white ally. And there's something else we're going to talk about. But I'm going to go through all of that. Where is that? Did I not put that in there? That's the ally. That's the conservative. Where is the hold on, y'all, I'm missing a thing. Let me see, we're in the white ally. Oh, the liberal. Here it is. Put it in there. I just put it in there. Well, I just found it, so I'm about to put it in there. Here you go. All right, send that now. Okay, so we're about to go through that. So, but click the link for you to process your donation. You can put in there that you've done the Teruma and what level: partner, high performer, stakeholder, or supersede. Put that in the chat. Kendall gonna start so I can recognize it before I get off. Okay. But before we do that, I'll let you see how you can make sure you process it proper.
Giving to the MBN Network Global just got so much easier. You now have 2 simple options. You can either click the giving link provided in the chat, or you can go directly to mbnnetworkglobal.org. Once you're on the website, select the Stripe giving option. From there, you'll enter your information as shown on screen. When you get to the seed name selection, you'll select where you would like for your seed to go. You can choose from seed, tithe, Teruma, Project AIR, or a donation to the Celestial Circle. Next, you will select the preferred payment method. You can now give by card, Apple Pay, Carlana, or Affirm. You will also see additional options including Amazon Pay, Afterpay, Zip, crypto, or a bank transfer. Once all of the information has been entered, simply click Donate. Now, in the event that you need to make a change to the amount that you have given, select Change Amount and adjust your donation before hitting Submit. As always, we're here to assist, so if you have any additional questions, please reach out to us.
Donating to the MBN Network Global, you support many different efforts that are global. I want to share one with you that is happening in Ghana. We have some things that are happening. Watch this 50-second video and I come back. Thank you so much for your donation. You can go ahead and start doing it. Now you see a link that is in the chat that says MBN Network Global. That's where you can donate and help any and everything that we are doing here. Please put in the chat, let me know that you're doing. I see somebody ask me a question that said, Larry, would you describe the ex-wife of Amazon founder or ally? No. She has given billions to several HBCUs. No, that does not matter. See, let me explain something to you. We can say there's a white liberal leader. You, as a black person, don't know who a white person is until you have relationship with them and you're able to see how they move and what they do. And most white people aren't that transparent online. So you're not going to be able to know who they are. I'm telling you, as someone who's been touched by the ancestors, do not blindly trust anyone with white skin. And if they have black or brown skin and they say they are Christian, you pause and you wait and you watch. We're talking about white people. I don't want to start going down the line, but let me stick around with white people. Got to start going down the line and get into the whole faith thing. But you can't allow your black to be that foolish. You have got to know the white conservative, the white liberal, and the white ally. And you got to know the difference and teach your children the difference. I'm not teaching you to hate nobody. I'm teaching you boundaries. Because we haven't had any as it relates to white people. We were trained to not have any. The blood pumping through you from your ancestors, they were not told, many of them, not all of them, but many of them were not told to not trust master. They stopped trusting each other and started trusting in master. When it was free, stay there, because master gonna make sure we eat. So we got to get that foolishness out of you, because your faith actually fastens and concretes it down in your soul. So that's why the deconstruction of your faith is necessary for the Black American. You gotta get that up out of you. You need those boundaries. You get the boundaries in place, you can begin to discern. Okay, so let's look at, and I want you to screenshot these things. I really need, I'm just going to hit it a little bit, but these things really need to be hit. Like for real. But I'm just going to hit it a little piece and go on about my business. You said that's why Auntie Harriet Tubman left some of that. Right, it is. All right, so while you're still donating and empowering Black media, because y'all can't hear all this and then you don't empower Black media, because then you're moving like the oppressor. And wake up like Martin Luther King said, that whole love the oppressor thing, the devil is a lie. 10 deceptions and 2 not telling the truth. We not doing none of that. Well, the Bible said, love them that despitefully use you. Who put that in there? You know, a white hand wrote that, right? So all of that, you don't be taking that stuff literally. You got to forgive. They slap you on one side, give them the other cheek. Okay. All right. You do that. But see, we have got to we're in a militant country that is shedding blood, innocent blood, babies and children and young girls, killing people. And you talking about turning the other cheek, them same people. Pray for the president. Y'all are foolish. And it's because of your faith that they gave you the practice so they can still wash yours from right. Do y'all not realize the whole purpose of this war is because America is a bully and is scared of losing power and want oil and resources while they're killing people in the Congo, killing people in Gaza, doing what they're doing with Iran. You can't have no nuclear weapon, but we can, because you can't be trusted with one. And we the bully. That makes no sense. But Larry don't understand, we got to protect. They don't even need a nuclear weapon. Well, according to Trump, they tore it up anyway. They can't have that or drones or nothing, according to what they said today. Only thing they got to do is shut up the strait. They got something more powerful than a nuclear weapon. Leave these folk alone. And don't tell me it's about opening the strait. The strait was already open before your white ass went over there and bothered them. Why you go bother them people for? Just because you scared they're becoming a power in the Middle East. Why 80,000 soldiers in the Middle East, all these darn bases over there, they folk over here can't eat. Get out the Middle East like they saying. What we there for? Well, we got to maintain power. We ain't over there. We's over here. 8.3% of the population of the world, United States of America, mind our business. This makes no sense. The war is powers fighting for who's going to run the future. And everybody making like they care about their citizens. No, you don't. because you'll stop this shat. America ain't the only one. Israel ain't the only one, but I'm saying what I'm saying. It's worse because y'all doing it flying Christ as your mascot, which ain't the real Christ, but you know what I'm saying. It's the hypocrisy of it all. Oh, Lord have mercy. Calm your nerves, Larry. Calm your nerves. Can I make sure you starring stuff versus in that chat yappity yapping? Okay, let's look at and thank you for all of you that are donating. I only see 8-9 donations, so maybe y'all wait until the end. All right, so let me go. Let's look at this first one here. We're just defining these three and we done, y'all. Done quick. Let's look at the white conservative. The white conservative. Now, the white conservative protects the system. The white conservative says things like, I don't see color. They say, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. They hold to tradition, family values, family order. See, y'all hear them say that and you think the Bible and faith. Yeah, that's what I like. Yes. No trans in the bathrooms or playing sports. And use trans 0.0001% of the population of the world. You worried about that? That's a distraction. Trans ain't gonna never bother your black. But they know the faith that they programmed you with. So they know how them triggers abortion, homosexuality, trans, intersex, children going, which I don't understand why in the whole hell trans people is going to talk to the children. I never understood that. Maybe somebody got to educate me, but that was stupid anyway. But the point is, although I think that's stupid, I won't about to give my vote to no darn Donald Trump. That won't about to happen. But some of y'all fell for the okie doke because you just so Christian. You're so Christian, you're crazy. You need to get back to your black. Because you really can't practice Western European Christianity and stay black. Your soul turns white because that's what it was created for. White souls. And you take on the blood of Jesus to have your soul washed whiter than snow. My Jesus washed my soul black. But Western European Christianity, that mascot, blue-eyed, white-skinned, long-haired devil, that's a demon. That is a manufactured, manipulated construction that is a master spirit. And that's what's in your mind when you pray. You're possessed. And you need to be freed up. All right, let me continue to go hit on. Please hit like and share. I forgot to say that. You know, because they hide my stuff because the stuff I be saying now, but you know, oh well, oh hell. If you're watching on YouTube, take a moment and hit the like button. If you're watching on Facebook, please do the same thing and share it if you ain't scared. There's black media now. Y'all remember that? I'm going to get back to talking about white conservatives. So white conservatives, they protect existing power structures. They defend traditions and hierarchies and status quo. Another thing they do, they often speak of tradition and order. They believe change threatens society and family values. White conservative, they resist change many times openly, opposing policies and movements that challenge white dominance. White conservatives, they're comfortable leading in their own communities. They prefer to lead so that they can maintain control. White conservatives focuses on intentions, centers intent over impact. Not racist is the goal, meaning they don't want to appear to be racist. Now, white conservatives, we pretty much can identify them easily. Did y'all screenshot that for easy study? All right, let's look at white liberals. And this is where it's like our black eyes start closing. White liberals seeks to reform power structures. They be like, I care about justice. Let's work together for change. They want to make the system fairer, but they want to do it without giving up control. Don't fool yourself. The white liberal often speaks of inclusion and diversity, uses the language of equity, allyship, and awareness. They may manage change from within institutions, support change that doesn't threaten their power or position. Oh, we love what y'all doing, and we're going to support. Yes, we're going to be there. Pastor, we're going to support. No, we're going to support what you're doing. We're going to march with you. They're often too comfortable, though, leading black people. Speak for, speak over, or on the behalf of black people. Speak for, speak over, or on the behalf of black people. Did y'all hear me? I'm giving y'all a measure. White liberals are tricky. They're real comfortable speaking for, speaking over, or on the behalf of black people. Watch that. Watch it. Just walking up in our black spaces in our churches and feel like you got a seat at the front just because you a good white preacher. No. And why you don't know in your soul that you're in a privileged space that's black. White liberals are tricky because they'll create initiatives, policies. They'll be fighting for policies. They'll fight for activities that benefit black and brown, but they like to be right there at the leading in the front. They like power. They'll lead diversity training, speak at rallies, have black friends, support movements until demands threaten their comfort or their control. They'll be like, I mistook you as an ally. You're just a regular white liberal. They have their place. We can use them and work with them, but we need to know who they are. White conservatives have their space and their place. We can use them if we need to, but we need to know who they are because they're going to protect their interests. Who gives up power? Who? Look at Congress. What's that black woman everybody loved that's 159,000 years old? I'm reclaiming my time. Oh, we love her. We rally around her. Why is she in that seat, old as she is, and have not given it up to somebody younger supporting them to take her seat? Because of the pay, the tenure, longer she's there, the more power she has and the harder it is to get her out. See, I'll be looking at the whole thing because your black skin not even going to fool me and you talking real slick, Jasmine Crockett. But then you push everybody to support a man who was actually against black. But see, I be looking at that. So when you are not in the tax bracket of the people, that's voting for you. I immediately start detection and decoding, because who gives up power and money for what is right? Very few people. Okay, now I'm looking in the chat because I'm touching some of y'all golden calves. You get food by black skinned and white skinned people talking like they're ally, but they're just a liberal, and they ain't giving up their power or their money. Not saying this the case, but J Maul, I'm singing your praises for I don't know how long. And then you got out there and talking about it's over, knowing that it's really not over, but just the part you play over, not worried about the confusion that it will bring. You looking real funny because you can't bring no harm or confusion to black initiatives and then say you for the people. No, now. They told you they're going to give a couple $1 million here. That ain't nothing. That's not in the policy. And why ain't no black? Where's the reparation conversation? You're going to give the Japanese, you're going to give the Chinese, you get this and that, all these billions of dollars. And we ain't got shat. See, this is why you've got to research and follow the money. Follow the money. I know what I'm saying is difficult to hear, but we have a white people problem in our community, and we can't identify people. And because we can't identify them, we can't identify how dangerous black privilege is. It's more injurious to us, our black consciousness, than white privilege. And some of us can't hear the white that's coming out of some of these black skinned people. I can. Somebody said, Larry, what you feel about Obama? Oh my God, I love Obama so much. I think aesthetically, nostalgia, we need to see black in leadership. But there were some things that did not benefit black and did not benefit Africa. And some things signed off on will never be okay. It's almost like the modern day Martin Luther. Martin Luther, when he started off all this compassion for the oppressor, and then at the end realized, oh my God. Obama was like the modern day. Gonna always love them, would love for him to be the president right now. But that's not going to make me hide my sight from what I see. Same thing with Kamala. She got my vote. But I know Democrats, Republicans are just two heads of one monster machine. And even if they talking like they're for us, I know better. If they have to make a choice between the money, their position of power, and the people, they're going to choose themselves every single time. Because not doing so is too dangerous in America. For them, their kids, their wealth, their money. Come on, y'all. You got to know this. Did you really just ask me that? House nigga. That's how I feel. What? Oh my God. Are y'all okay? Because I'm saying some stuff, that's, either could be good or depending on where you at. I guess it could. Well, I guess I'm just supposed to rip at some stuff. It's just my lot. All right, last one, and we're complete. It's 8:43. We should be done at 9. We're gonna be done early if I don't get caught up in another statement. Okay, now let's look at the white ally, because we have those. They exist. Now, the white ally dismantles the system that they have benefited from, and they do it with knowledge of the system. The white ally, let me tell y'all that. Y'all screenshot that. Now, the white ally, they say, I'm here to listen and to learn and to help remove the barriers. I need to say that again so that we get very clear. I think if y'all get this, you'll see how by ourselves we are. The white ally says, I'm here to listen and to learn and to help remove the barriers. We don't need a white savior. We don't need you coming into our space like you here to teach us. We need for you to come in here like you are here to help us. And that you teach us is helping us to remove the barriers. The white ally helps transfer power to the affected communities of racism. The white ally wants to assist Black until it becomes independent of white institutional power. The white ally centers justice, truth, and community control. The white ally will risk their privilege, will risk their economy, their position, their popularity for Black liberation. Now, I want y'all to start putting the names of white allies. This is going to be very interesting. The measures of what I'm telling you a white ally is. The white ally, y'all, they stay in the back and they amplify the Black. The white ally stays in the back but pushes and amplifies the Black voice. Another big one. The white ally donates white dollars, their resources, without control of where it goes and what happens with it. The white ally mentors and educates other white people. The white ally opens white doors to Black-skinned people. And then they step back and lets the Black leader lead the way. Oh my God. Now let me look in this chat. Let me see. I don't know who these people are, so I can't even judge it. I don't know who a Jennifer Welch is. You mean D.E. Polk? Is that what you mean, Vonda? I'm talking about somebody outside about, I mean, we know white allies can have them on the platform. But I don't know who Jennifer Welch is. Y'all naming people that we already know in the community. We know these people, Reverend John Scott and stuff. I want you to name for me, not the ones I introduced you to. Stephen and Cece. Okay, Jazz, you're right. But, at least I think you're right from what I know of him. But I want y'all to name people, other people. Turn me on to somebody I don't know. Wow. Look at here. Look at here. That means they heard me when I gave the qualifications for a white ally. Okay. So why do y'all always give white people a benefit of a doubt? Why y'all see white skin and you just think what they're saying is right? Somebody sent me an astrologer that was talking about some stuff. It sounded amazing. It was a white woman. I said, what she is saying is not true according to astrology or astronomy. It's made up the sensation. They had thousands of hits. But I think because the person was white, they believed it and sent it to me like I'm supposed to swallow down the bullshit. I think Father Michael in Chicago might be. Don't know who that is. But remember, black person. Jennifer Welch is the what? Oh, no. I love them. But I heard her say something one day. There go that white. I love them, absolutely. They're definitely white liberals. But white ally, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm subscribed and I watch. Robert Greenleaf, I don't know who that is. So this is what we need to learn, because you see the top of this, y'all screenshot this. I got it broke down, summarized here. At the top, it's called discerning white people. Black people need to discern white people. We want to make these people allies. You don't know. You just know they're not conservative. They're a liberal. But you don't really know. And see, that is what I want you to leave with. So you're no longer trusting white. You got to get that out of you. That's how we got here. The same way you go through a fine-tooth comb with these niggas is in your life, you need to get a finer tooth comb and go over your white friends. Jane Elliott, I would say yes. The only reason why is because I studied and read about her. She has she's not getting any benefit from her white. And she's actually getting the short end of the stick because of what she's doing. She's educating black and browns. She will be a great example of a white ally. There you go, Jazz. You hit the head on, you got it. Oh, she's a liberal. Absolutely, I agree with that. We don't know if she's really an ally. Dolly Parton, definitely a white liberal. Absolutely. I think we're doing better with naming white liberals. Ooh, I'm so hungry right now. Let me recognize those of you that have supported. Listen, if you are watching us right now, the links are in the chat. Whatever level you want to donate at, you can, even if you can't do it at these levels. Let me see here. Let me recognize this is 8:52. I want to be off at 9. Dorothy Curtis, thank you for a high performer seed of 16611. Shamaka will be calling you. Thank you so much for the Taruma. DeQuincy, a partner seed. Thank you so much. I want to do 40 partners. What's this? The 10th. 6 high performers. 3 stakeholders. 5 super seed. All right, so you ready to count? Who I got first? Who did I say? I done 1 high performer and 1 partner seed. Okay, all right. Add another partner seed, Crystal Locklear, thank you. Linda Pro, partner seed in Taruma. Stephanie Peoples, high performer and Taruma, thank you. Carrie Jones, partner seed and Taruma, thank you, Carrie. Nice talking to you earlier. Lori Scott, she won a partner seed, but she's done 2611. Thank you, Lori, for your donation. Tamara, partner seed, thank you so much. Mother Irene, it's not a partner seed, but thank you so much, Mother Irene, for 2611. Latina, how are you doing? Partner seed, thank you. William Jones, partner seed, thank you. Mother Ivory, partner seed, thank you. Farrell, I sent you a message today in response. I just heard what you sent me. Partner seed, thank you so much. Kimberly Bills, you didn't say what level it was, but thank you for your donation, so you can't count it. Rhonda Jones, partner seed, thank you so much. How you doing, Rhonda? T.E. Price, partner seed, thank you. Dr. Nicobona Shannon, stakeholder seed, thank you so much. And Taruma. I'm gonna sit here and so I can continue to recognize those of you that are donating, because usually what I go off and then all of will come in, but I ain't even say their name. But it will be posted by 5 p.m. tomorrow. It will be posted. The Youngs, partner seed, thank you so much, Joy and Lachey. It will be posted tomorrow. When we receive it, we will be posting it tomorrow, and you will be hearing from me. Those of you that do super seed, those who do stakeholder and high performer, you will be hearing from Shamako. Thank you so much for supporting Black media. We need your help more than ever before. We are in a situation in this country, and I'm so thankful and grateful that it could be worse. Most of us have experienced a 60 to 80% decline in our donations. It's just because we are, we're not like McDonald's or something. People gotta eat. People start sacrificing their entertainment. Well, they actually do more entertainment in times like this. But when it comes to wellness and that type of stuff, some people tend to put their attention somewhere else. So thank you for continue to support what we're doing here. Vonda did a partner seed. Thank you. And it don't matter if it's not 6611. You're still supporting. 3311. Liz McCrae. Thank you. Vonda 3311. Thank you. Nikki Ojo 2611. Thank you so much. Very much so. In a different way. A lot of times what happens is people say that, Black Americans and Africans both colonized, but the colonization was done differently. It's a different experience. And a lot of times the Africans are missing what we know about the white man. And we're missing what they know about our land. And we need each other. We shouldn't be enemies. Thank you, Nathan, for 2611. Did y'all enjoy this? I hope you did, because I'm tired now. And I will be, in the morning at 8 a.m., Shamako will be with you in the morning. And then Friday morning, I will be with you at 8 a.m. in Patreon only. Join Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Thank you, Michelle Fulton, for a partner seed in Taruma. Thank you for supporting us. Let me see. For your info, Carmelo Anthony's parents did not hire a black attorney to file the appeal. They used the exact same white defense attorney. Oh my God! They need to call what's that Crump man? Thank you so much, Jerome McGee, for 6611. Thank you. How are you? His name is Mike Howard. Ugh. Okay. Well, hopefully that attorney, he heard all of us fussing online and stuff and gonna put him on the stand. That's what I need to do. Put him on the stand. And then we need to hear from, I know he got some character witnesses. Someone that knows he was bullied. All of that can help. Somebody said his parents must have the white gaze. That's possible, or it could be a matter of, it's expensive. Because what they would have to do, if they get a new lawyer, that new lawyer will have to charge them by the hour to go over the entire case. What needs to happen is that they need to bring a second attorney on with their attorney. Yeah. Cardi B has offered to give $5 million towards his attorney fees. That is great, Cardi. They need somebody in there. Sandra Woods, thank you for your partner seed. Thank you, Marseille, for your partner seed in Taruma. That's what I had said. And it's Texas. Key point. Thank you, Kimberly Bills, for your Taruma and partner seed. Man, this is a whole mess. Let me drop this link in. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. No. Why do you think KA's parents chose to fire the black defense firm they originally hired to hire this white defense firm? The family received over $500K in support dollars. They had the money. I don't know. I didn't know that happened. Ooh, I'm coming down. What was that? Something was doing today and it gave me a headache. Oh, I ain't been able to get rid of it since I was listening to Donald Trump. I said, oh my God, I'm getting a headache. And I started popping BC. Oh, that man world me. He is in another world. But then when I sit there and think about it, all of them standing up there beside him, they're in a whole nother world. They're so disconnected from what they have really done to America. They think because their friends and them all getting money and their stocks are up and everything, that everything's amazing. And he talks like it. I'm like, so where you live? But it's that gap. Them people aren't experiencing what we're experiencing. They ain't feeling nothing but the money. And how they're looking at the war and looking at everything, they're not even they're in another reality. Yep. Ooh, all right, you guys. You said none of their spirit right, Vonda. They all look strange and off. Like they ain't got no soul. I'm like, is y'all regular humans? What is y'all for real? It just seemed off to me. Sure, okay, hold on. After the verdict, the National Action Network donated $100K immediately. Great. Hey, Terrell. Thank you for Taruma and partnership. I can't wait to see you. Right. Tamara. Okay, y'all, it's 9:02. I'm about to go. War Leap of love to you. This is the way I say, take care of yourself. And please continue to support this platform. And by hitting like, by hitting share, by sending donations, everything you possibly can do. And I will see some of you. I can't wait to see some of you in just a little over how many days? Around about 48 days. I see some of you right here in Atlanta at our Reformation Conference. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. Thank you, Janaea McDonald, for Super Seed. You'll be hearing from me. Somebody said this offer they gave the child 35 years, but they didn't appeal it now. So I hope they go and do a whole nother trial. What happened?
He told multiple conflicting stories.
Oh yeah, Hunter the twin told multiple conflicting stories. Yeah.
That's the reason why he didn't testify in court.
So that's why he didn't testify in court.
His lawyer saw him as a liability and would question him.
Yeah, but can't his lawyer call him?
He could, but I don't know why he did.
Thank you for partner seed, Kimberly Bills. I think we already got yours counted. We already got yours counted, baby. We saw you. I haven't looked in Stephen Miller's eyes. Or did I? That's the guy that wear the glasses? Oh, no. I don't know what it is. Jury selection was faulty and grounds for retrial. Ooh, that's right, because they struck every African-American juror. And why did they not allow him to have it in another jurisdiction? Because I know they put in for that too, and they denied it. Yeah, that wasn't proper representation. All right, you guys. I'll chat with you later. Some of you probably want to get on and talk about it and however, but thank you so much. Said I'm looking good. I mean, honestly, and I'm going to say this, I was looking too skinny. I look back at him like, oh, just like how I look at certain stuff, like, God, I was so fat. But looking at, I said, oh, I was. And some of y'all did tell me, but I was thinking, because you fat. But that's me being honest. But that was too much. It was too much. And I love the band at 173. It just looks so good on camera and in pictures. It just looked good. But in person, I did look like the wind blow a little bit. I'm like, but I want to get back. I went all the way up to 204. Now I was 240 something, but I'm back in the 190s. And I got my muscle mass about 91%. I got to lose a little bit more fat. So I'm going to go back down to 190, which I need to lose about 7 more pounds to do that. And then that's it. I'm going to coast right there. I'm not going to get any bigger. No, you did not just say that. Now you know your coach. You know how I am. You ain't got to never guess. But that's what I was thinking. I said, you fat. That's why you think I'm too skinny. But I was too little. I was. 190 looks good. I ain't 190 yet. I'm on my way, but I receive it as prophecy. Yeah, I'm about to follow, about to topple over just a little bit. That was during Carson's funeral. When me and Marco walked out that church, and that black. Oh, God, that was the perfect side. I could wear anything. Now I've had to get anybody that's real little. I don't know about a little. Oh, I bet Lotley. Mom Lotley been going to the gym. You think he can wear that black and white Balmain shirt that Junior got me for my for Christmas that I only wore one time on the show? I tried to put on the other day. I couldn't even get it across my yeah. Von's here. He can wear it. He will look good in it too. All right. I see you guys later. Warly beloved to you. This is the way I say no. And when we look loud, let's not hear no white man come on and say it was bias. Are you for real, Alicia? I'm so glad I didn't see that. I've been over there cussing. See you later. Bye. Ibukum, which is Yoruba for blessing. Ibukum, I speak it over your life and everything. Bye.